It was a trail of alleged child abuse that stretched out for months. Reports of bruises and black eyes on a 6-year-old boy weeks before prosecutors say he was killed.
It's just the latest case revealed by the 7 investigators, raising serious questions about how Children's Protective Services in Michigan is operating.
7 investigator Ross Jones continuing his ongoing investigation unprotected.
He was a little boy, so he liked to climb on things that he wasn't supposed to. He liked to just run around. He loved Paw Patrol.
Angelina Fagino lost her son Kyron twice. The first time was her fault, she admits, when she lost custody years ago.
I didn't protect him. I messed up in life. I got addicted to drugs because of a lot of stuff going on in my life. I feel like I failed him.
But when Kyron died last year, according to police and prosecutors, it was at the hand of his stepmother, Alyssa Kelemen, named in multiple complaints to Children's Protective Services, warning the 6-year-old was at risk.
They could have removed him. They could have done anything, but all they did was just kept closing cases.
Alyssa was on CPS's radar years before she would be accused of murder. In 2020, while she was Alyssa Wheeler, records show there had been 3 separate allegations made against her that would all be denied. By 2023, there were multiple complaints naming Alyssa and her stepson Kyron. In September of that year, CPS was warned that he came to school with bruises all over his face. They reported one black eye and another eye that was bloodshot red. Kyron's whole face is still bruised, the complaint read, and there were bruises on his chest and in the middle of his rib cage. The complaint was not substantiated.
How many times did CPS tell you there had been an allegation?
Maybe about 5-6 times.
Because he was her biological son, Angelina was notified about the bruises found at school and of other complaints too. Like in October, when Kyron was observed with a face full of bruises and 2 broken blood vessels in both eyes. Kyron's father was suspected this time, but the complaint was not substantiated. In November came another warning to CPS. Alyssa is physically abusing Kyron, it said. There were scratches on his face. This is a reoccurring thing.
I was mad, I was angry, and I just wanted to know what was going on. But all I got answers of was they closed the case and nothing was ever getting done.
At least the 3rd complaint naming Alyssa warned Kyron has been getting hit frequently by both his father and Alyssa. The school noticed bruises and injuries. It's believed Kyron was taken out of school, the complaint says, to cover up the bruises and abuse. After CPS alerted her, records show Angelina contacted Alyssa herself, asking over Facebook Messenger, "Why are you beating my son? CPS told me what you did." Alyssa denied abusing anyone.
With all these allegations, we were hoping that they would at least remove him.
But they didn't. Records show Kyron would never be removed, and 3 weeks after the final CPS complaint would be closed, police would be called to this motel in Lansing where Alyssa had been living. She would tell police that Kyron was doing his homework, became lethargic, and started to vomit.
Kyron would be rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. But police and prosecutors saw evidence of a more sinister explanation that would come out in court.
Did he have bruises to his face?
Yes, sir.
Bruises to his knees?
Yes, sir.
Bruises to his arms and legs?
Yes, sir.
Bruise to his hip?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And all over his head.
Eventually, according to police, Alyssa would admit to her role in Kyron's death, telling officers she got upset after he knocked over her laptop, saying she came down on his stomach with her knee. The cause of death, the medical examiner ruled, blunt force injuries of the abdomen, a homicide. Alyssa would be charged in his murder.
He told me that he had a speech impediment, he couldn't really understand him, said she was sick of taking care of him, and that he was stupid.
That was about Kyron?
Yes.
Okay. Did she say whether or not she liked Kyron?
She said that she did not like him.
And while police were investigating Kyron's death, they would learn he was not the only child to die under Alyssa's care. 4 years earlier, her own son Carter died suddenly too.
I said, "What's wrong with Carter?" She said, "You just need to come to the hospital."
Thomas Kramer was Carter's dad. In 2020, Alyssa reported finding their 4-year-old unresponsive after she got out of the shower. She would tell Flint police he'd been sick at points during the prior month. Officers found no visible injuries or bruises, and no charges were ever filed. After an 8-month investigation, CPS found no evidence of abuse or neglect and closed the case. But the medical examiner could never figure out a cause or manner of death for Carter. Both remain undetermined to this day. So after Kyron died last year, Thomas was contacted by Flint police.
I got a call saying that my name is Maria Reed. I am a detective for the city of Flint, and I am going to be investigating your son's death. I just want some closure. I want to know why my son is not here.
The investigation into Carter's death remains open, according to Flint police. Alyssa Kelemen has not been accused of any wrongdoing, and no one has been identified as a suspect in the case. Meanwhile, in the murder case of her stepson Kyron, she's next due in court in December. In a statement, the Department of Health and Human Services, which oversees CPS, called Kyron's death a profound tragedy, adding that they find reassurance in knowing that the person responsible for the death is being held fully accountable under the law. They did not comment on the multiple CPS complaints received naming Kyron in the months before his death.
They failed my son. I have no doubt in my mind that they failed my son.
Kelemen's attorney did not respond to repeated calls and emails seeking comment for this story. I'm Ross Jones, 7 News, Detroit.
The name right there is unprotected. I mean, our kids need to be protected because when they're being harmed.
Absolutely, and there's so many instances that preceded that final event. I mean, you would think that after so many, something would fall into place.
You would think, but great job to Ross Jones because he keeps shining the light on it.
Thanks, Ross. All right.